People seem to think they can define you. They're gonna try and label you. Not good enough, too good, too thin, too short, too fat, too tall. The list is never ending. You can't stop people from commenting negatively or positively, but you can choose not to let it hold you back. Hi, I'm Mehek, and I did not understand this till very recently. I did quite well academically in grade 6 and was made a big deal amongst my friends and family. Soon enough, that became my label. My peers would ask me my scores after every test and then yell out, "Whoa, I got more than Mehek," or "How's she so smart?" It affected me. My mother told me when people talk, pretend to put on earphones and move on. But honestly, it's a lot easier said than done. Preceding this, I found it hard to answer in class, to raise my hand and risk taking a chance of saying something wrong, having fingers pointed at me or being laughed at. The fear of being judged is the biggest prison someone can be in. It additionally came with the pressure of maintaining the same records. It made me more of an introvert. I became conscious of my every move. I found myself slouching. I would look down while walking and didn't make eye contact while talking. Since my grades were how people identified me, no one saw the girl I really was. No one noticed there was more to me, and I slowly forgot that too. I was scared about talking of anything, especially myself. The fear had gotten to me. I'd frequently blank out, and therefore I started to score badly. Mark Twain once said, "The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why." Being just a teenager, I didn't even have a great understanding of who I am. At some point in the day, I closed my eyes and imagined myself as who I want to be. Recognizing this made me believe in myself, and what people said suddenly didn't affect me as much. My father told me, when you have $1 million vision, don't surround yourself with 1 cent minds. It's something that stuck with me. But in case it did affect me, I'd indulge in my favorite activities, which transported me to a different planet altogether. Or I'd surround myself with the people who made me feel good about myself and knew exactly what I was made of. I'd talk to them and free myself from all my bottled up emotions. I've realized that the comments given by these people are the only ones that truly matter. They have your best interest at heart. In most cases, though, comments from others are their own fears or insecurities being projected onto you. If you allow them to, these doubts will seep in and throw you off your path. It's important to have positivity around you during this time and realize that your opinion of yourself is the only one that should really matter. These people are usually just intimidated or jealous, therefore only have negative things to say without knowing you. Tests show people try and make themselves feel better when they're not as good as something by putting others down. It gives these people the right to control you. It puts them in the driver's seat of your car. Since I'm an older sibling, my sister would often copy me. And every time I tell my mother, she'd say, "You should be happy. She's only copying you because she looks up to you." Similarly, try not to take these comments to heart. And in my case, I try not to think about them too much. Instead, use them to lift yourself. Michelle Obama, in her book Becoming, also talks of her own such experience. She says when she went to visit her college counselor and told her she wanted to apply to Princeton, after taking a brief look at her application, her counselor said she wasn't Princeton material. She says that this experience made her work harder, and she owned the fact that she was achieving. And when she did get in, she spread the news to everyone but that counselor. She claims it wouldn't have done anything for either of them. And in the end, she didn't need to prove anything to that counselor. She only was showing herself. Now, after having met so many people from so many different fields, she realizes all of them have doubters. Some still continue to have roaring, stadium-sized critics and naysayers who will say, "I told you so," at every misstep or mistake they make. The noise doesn't go away, but the most successful people have learned to live with it, to lean on the people who believe in them and push onward their goal. Have you also noticed how when people do things that aren't as common, they try and explain themselves? But why? As long as we are aware of what we've done and it's okay to us, we do not need to provide an explanation. We have to realize people only understand from their level of perception. Over time, I've learned that you cannot allow other people's decisions, opinions, or comments to affect how you feel about yourself, because it'll crush you and leave you on the sidelines. You notice that these people aren't worth it anymore. And out of experience, don't worry for negative comments because sadly we live in a world where people doing wrong things right are appreciated and right things with tiny errors are cursed. So we're gonna have to ignore them and move on. The less you respond to these people, the more peaceful your life will become. To be honest, I still struggle with being able to confide in someone due to the lurking thoughts of being judged at the back of my head. I've realized whether you win or lose, people are still gonna comment. But if we win, maybe people will stop talking for a day or two. I'd like to end by quoting Dolly Parton. The way I see it is, if you want the rainbow, you gotta keep up with it.